Good morning, South Sudanese. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Share the live. I want to take us through what is really happening in the country and how hello. I can't see very well here. Okay. I'm here now. Delma, I'm here now. Please share the live. Share the live. I can't see how many people are already here. And I want to discuss a lot of very important things this morning. First, good morning, South Sudanese. Good evening, good afternoon to all South Sudanese and the world at large. I'm here to take you through why is Po Kang actually in, why is he captured? Why is he in prison? And was this something that was plotted before, or it's something that just started recently? Let me flash you back to 2024. In 2024, February last year, there was the arrival of the 4,000 troops of the Uganda, and there was a lot of fear in the country. People thought there was going to be war in February, but unfortunately that didn't happen because there was this was a long-term plan that Bolmel had on his chest. And why is Po Kang be the main target that everybody is being released and Po Kang is not being released? You remember there was a statement that Po Kang came out earlier and said, I look for the money of the petroleum and I send it to the Minister of Finance. And then he said that there's a big rat that go and take the money. And that's where the problem started. The rat. Who is the rat? The person that is named being the rat is Bolmel, which is the vice president in question at the moment. So now, why? And then again, after him being saying the rat, a lot of issues started. And when Bolmel came to position, before at least there was no more chaos in the country before even Bolmel came in. But now, since he came, there have never been peace. It's morning, evening, chaos, problem every corner. So you all know very well that there was some time, right? At some point, he won Po Kang. And was that just something that came up abruptly, or that was something that God was trying to show us there was something in plan? So here, let me take you through the statement on the target arrest of Honorable Po Kang and the need for justice for him and everybody that is being arrested. So it is evident that Honorable Minister Po Kang was deliberately targeted in political campaign led by Vice President Bolmel before the tragic killings in Naser and Ulang County. This is not just a matter of legal process, but a calculated move driven by tribal politics aimed at silencing strong voices and advocating for justice and unity in South Sudan. We know very well that Bolmel is being marked is the most corrupt human being alive in South Sudan and the world at large. He gets the South Sudanese resources in the name of he want to construct road and he doesn't use this money. A question to us is, where do the money of the road construction goes to? Because there are billions and billions of dollars that is being released in the name of constructing road, but ARC, it was first the NRC, now the ARC, the money disappeared from nowhere. We don't know where this money goes to. So this guy is the marked most corrupt. He was sanctioned. He's sanctioned. Even at the moment, he's still sanctioned. How can a person that is sanctioned as corrupt still come out and tell people what to do? So he's the person who do the divide and rule tactics of it in South Sudan. Let's continue. Before this strategy event, VP Bolmel probably won. We all know there was a video that he won and targeted Po Kang in his speeches, and creating an environment that led to his arrest and detention under highly questionable circumstances. When we go back, who is the rat? the person that people name the rat is Bolmel. And him coming out publicly as Po Kang and saying that he's the rat, but he didn't say who is the rat. But all of us in South Sudan, we know who his nickname. A lot of people play about it and say the rat, the rat, the rat. And finally, we find out who was the rat, because he was the one who was considered eating South Sudan money and he's not doing the work. And he's corrupt. And this corruption have been done. He have been sanctioned. Have been in the Century report. So he's sanctioned of corruption. So how can such a person help or take South Sudan forward? This act is not just about the individual, right? It represents a dangerous pattern of using tribal divisions to suppress leaders and voice that challenge injustice. We know very well, since Bolmel entered into the position of becoming the Minister of Petroleum, there have been a lot of changes. A lot of bills have been what? A lot of bills have been signed. There have been a lot of progress. A lot of good things happen in the Ministry of Petroleum. And how did they do it fast? They wanted to remove him. This happened. The only thing they did is to remove the powers, because as we speak now, his powers are removed. His powers are removed, and his powers being removed, that shows that he was not just released recently, but he was just put, because this things is something that did not it was something that was in plan, but they tried level bets and it didn't work. Another thing is, to those who celebrate or remain silent about Po Kang arrest, remember, today it is him. Tomorrow it could be you. So make sure you are awake that today it's Po Kang, but tomorrow it might be you. And then, if we allow such political motivated detentions to continue, South Sudan will never find true peace. The divide and rule strategy that has kept our people in conflict must come to an end if we want South Sudan to go forward as a country. We therefore call on the international community, IGAD, and the East African community to intervene and ensure justice for Honorable Po Kang and all South Sudanese who have been detained and being affected by these oppressive tactics. The law must serve all citizens equally, not to be manipulated as to political suppression. Justice for Po Kang, justice for all South Sudanese who are dying now. Let's stand against tribalism. Peace, peace. Let's preach peace. Reject the forces that divide us as the South Sudanese. And another thing that I'm coming to bring to your attention. Okay, somebody is saying, why are you wearing red t-shirts? Okay, let me go and change it. I just pick it because it's what I had in my wardrobe. So let me go and change it and come back. So yeah, I'm coming back. Let me go and change it. Sorry for that. I've changed the t-shirt. Sorry. I just picked it on my wardrobe. I didn't know it might have some implications. So that is it. That's what I wanted to bring into your attention about Po Kang issue. And another issue that I've come to bring into your attention this morning is the overall on what is really happening since the problem started and until today. The crisis in Naser and Ulang call for action. The crisis in Naser and Ulang expose war crimes and we are here to seek for justice. On 3rd of March, this month, there was some clashes that happened between the SSPDF and the White Army. And also to bring to your attention, a lot of people are saying that the White Army are malicious. The White Army are just civilians that came out to protect the women and the children that are being killed by their own government. So that is something that I also want to bring to your attention, that the White Army, that everybody now is coming to mark them or put something that they are malicious. I don't know where the word malicious came from, because I remember the first time that Major General Lul Raikong came out and said they were the white army, and today it's turning that they belong, I don't know, to the SPLA-IO, again, that they are malicious. This is something to bring to your attention, that no, these people, they are civilians that are here to protect. And in South Sudan at large, we all know the civilians have guns. The civilians have guns because they don't trust their government. So that is something that I want to bring to your attention, as you are saying today that the white army are malicious. So that you want to prove to me that the Agwelek are also malicious. The Matianganyor that were brought innocently to be murdered, to be massacred, that because they were lied to, that when you go to Juba, we'll be able to give you cows. So also these people, they are being named. So it's just the government, big people that are coming to use the civilians in the name of, they tell them you'll be able to gain this. And now in Juba, they are the ones that are all over on the street begging for food. Why? Because they were lied to that there's a lot of resources that you are going to get and they don't get now. So to all the people that remind me that the color I was wearing is not good, so I'm so sorry. It was not in my mind, but now I'm back fully on neutral side. So to us, there's a lot of, to me, there's a lot of questions that is coming into my mind as a South Sudanese citizen or a South Sudanese youth. And the first thing that comes into my mind is, we said there's emergency in the country, and we always have emergency funds in the Ministry of Humanitarian. There's always funds that are ready. The UN have funds, the humanitarian side have funds for emergency. Now we have emergency in Ulang and Naser, and nobody is saying anything. I'm not seeing people are coming in. It's the Ethiopian government that at least in the hospital that these people are being helped. What happened to the humanitarian that everybody is talking about, that we have emergency? Is it that there's a specific environment that humanitarian assistance need to be taken to, and there's some places or some situations whereby the emergency intervention is not needed in the country? So this is something that I'm also trying to bring into your attention. Why is it that the case of Naser and Ulang is different when it's come to humanitarian emergency assistance? So that's the question I'm throwing to the wall. I'm throwing to the UN. I'm throwing to the humanitarian sector. I'm throwing to everybody. Why is it that the case of Naser and Ulang become different in emergency supplies to humanitarian assistance? And why is it that if really the government of South Sudan had no plan on massacre its own citizens, why is it that now they are still bringing troops? Like now in Doma, in Galashiel, we have the government troops that are already there, the SSPDF, and they're adding more. They're bringing all their allies, because the government of South Sudan have a lot of allies. They have help from Uganda. We have seen that the general chief of staff of the Uganda came out publicly on Twitter and say, yes, I am going to help, because Salva Kiir is the younger brother of Museveni. To the world, did you see that quote, or did you see that message that was tweeted in by the son of Museveni? And he's saying that Salva Kiir is his father's younger brother, and they're here to come and help. How can a country come and help another country and call them brothers? Is that help? That you are coming to kill the civilians? And I asked you before, what is Uganda gaining in this? Or what is the government of Uganda gaining in this? Yes, the refugees that are staying in Uganda, the UN is paying for them to be able to stay there. So the more there's conflict here in South Sudan, the more we are going to have South Sudanese going to Uganda in the name of refugees, and more money is going to be fueled to the government of Uganda by the UN. And also, the gunship ships, the aeroplanes that they are using for what, the weapons, and also their soldiers, they are not coming for free, South Sudanese. This is something that I want again to bring into your attention. The resources that are going are resources that are supposed to be building our country. For 12 years, there's nothing that we can say we can be proud for as South Sudanese in South Sudan. The most of the resources goes out, it doesn't come to us. When it's gone to the agriculture side, we don't produce food, and we have land that can provide food for the whole of Africa, or if not, then half of Africa can come from South Sudan. But we have the soil that is fertile, we have fish, we have everything that the whole world is willing to have, or maybe they're praying to have. We have them in South Sudan. But instead of these resources, or these natural resources supporting or helping us, these resources is killing us, is dividing us, because there's individuals that think these resources happen to us, and then they're using, I don't know which tactics, divide and rule tactics, and then they want to control us, they want to kill us. And now I'm happy that South Sudanese are awake, because the resources that the coming of these troops, it's not for free. It's not for free. And to the whole world, I'm happy that you are watching, even if you are silent. But I think time will come when you will not be silent anymore. I'm happy with the response from the IGAD, the response from the Ethiopia. And we are asking the UN also to continue pushing, because this is something that it's no longer about, it's the government wanting to massacre a specific tribe, which is the Nuer tribe. Because where the Nuer, the Naser and Ulang, that place is for the Nuer people. That is their home. So they are being massacred in their own home. And this has really come clearly at the moment that this is really something that is happening. Why? Because now, if there was a leaked video that they said it was not disarmament, but they are deploying the troop, but there was a leaked video that General Majur, the late, was talking about disarmament in Naser. And now some politicians who are newer in Juba came out, and they also went to the ground publicly and saying, no, this is not disarmament. But now there's a leaked video that this was disarmament that they wanted to do. So why were they doing secretly? Why did they want to do it secretly? They don't want to tell the citizen or the youth, because we know very well in South Sudan, even a pastoralist man who is in cattle camp have a gun to protect his animals. So nobody trusts the government of South Sudan. It's no longer a government. This is a tribal individuals who came together and want to kill other people. So another issue will be like this. If really it was not disarmament and its deployment, why is it that they are sending more troops to Dome? They are sending more troops to Galashiel. Why? This is a question I'm asking myself. And are you asking this? Are you asking yourself this question too? Because if really it was a disarmament or it was just a deployment, then let them withdraw to show the whole world that they are not after this. So let them withdraw, and then we discuss this in the table, and then when it's agreed, and then Kalas, you can do the deployments. And the SSPDF, there's no unified forces that is known. The reason why the peace is not going ahead in Juba is because there's no unified forces. The forces have not been unified. They are not united. They are not put together. So these unified forces, the SSPDF that you're telling us is unified forces, where are they coming from? And when were they united? Or when were they? Because there's still a question of security that is making the peace agreement that is not going. And again, the problems that we're having as the South Sudanese is we're accepting cheap negotiations or cheap peace negotiation that you are not putting accountability. There's nowhere a peace will go somewhere without people being accounted for. Whoever have killed South Sudanese have to be accounted. Justice have to be served. So if you are coming bringing peace that is not solving, the accountability is not solving corruption. So that means that peace is not going nowhere. So this peace, all this peace that have been signed and people are negotiating, we know these are just cheap peace for people to be able to eat more resources, and then they continue to push ahead. Because this peace, a peace without accountability is no peace. We know very well accountability have to be done. Whoever have killed who, whoever have destroyed who resources, we have to make sure that accountability is served. So any peace that is being negotiated without accountability is going nowhere. Because is going nowhere. We must make sure that accountability is served. Justice is served for us to be able to say, yes, we can now live peacefully in South Sudan. There's fear. We don't trust each other as South Sudanese. The government don't trust each other. They don't trust each other. So if they don't trust each other, how do they want us to trust them? Because now they are plotting to kill the South Sudanese citizen in Naser and Ulang. And today it might look like it's in Naser and Ulang. You don't know when it's going to reach to Equatorian. You don't know when it's going to reach to this other side of Bargazan. So don't watch. There's a say that they say in Swahili, mwenzako akinyolewa kichwa chako kitia maji. When they're shaving your neighbor, make sure you put water in your head because you'll be the next to be shaved. And to the whole world, we South Sudanese, in 2013, the Ugandan troops were involved in the massacre of 2013. In 2016, the also same Uganda troops were also involved. In 2025, they arrived in February 2024 and they were kept in a place called Luri by Bolmel. And there was a lot of confusion, including in the government. People are asking, why is Bolmel bringing this Ugandan troop? 4,000 troops were kept from February 2024 up to today. We didn't know. Kumbe, he had a plan of, when he's going to use. And then he's going to withdraw. And then one thing I know is in South Sudan, we have not yet get leaders that will step down. The leaders that we're having, most of them will receive leadership just like the way Salva Kiir received it from John Garang. So don't feel like, a country while we should go down and pray as a country. Because the strategy that is coming to your country, the problem, the calamity that is coming to South Sudan is big. You should be on your knees and praying for your country. Instead of hating each other, hating each tribe, I am telling you, this is a time you need unity. When we look at South Sudan, at the moment, this is a spiritual time. It's a spiritual war. It's not a physical war, as much as you're fighting with guns and all this, but this is a spiritual war. When we were looking for South Sudan, women, I will repeat it every day, women and children, and also men, we have been fasting, praying, God give us South Sudan. I remember those days, they used to pray, Kamniko Mundi Nuvda, Kamniko Dora. This is how they used to say, give us our land, give us our home. This was the prayers every day. But when we got South Sudan, the story changed. And that's why I relate this story of South Sudan like the story of the Israelites. We forgot God immediately we got South Sudan. People forgot God. The way they used to pray, God give us South Sudan, it's turned to something different. People start using their idols, using different things to make sure they get their country. And now, God is annoyed. But now God have come back to fight for his own people because God loves South Sudanese. So it's high time that you go down. I remember last year in one of my videos, I told people during the basketball team, I said basketball is a symbol of unity in South Sudan. It is bringing us together. We celebrate as South Sudanese when it's come to the basketball thing. So I said this is a symbol of unity. And I told people, go to the Freedom Square. You go to the John Garang Mausoleum. Everybody, we need to have a 3 days prayers whereby we fast and we pray for peace for our country. But who listens to me? Nobody listens to me. Now it's high time. Let's go and pray. It's only God that will save us from all these problems. It's not Uganda troops. They will come, start the fire, die. There's Uganda continue going on. But South Sudan, where are we? It's a citizen that can be able to build that country tomorrow that you are going to kill. To me, this war of Naser, it's something bigger than we all thought. It's something bigger than all this. And I will continue to call the international community because two wrongs can never make right. The South Sudanese and the civilian will never bring peace to themselves because the government doesn't trust its own citizens. Now they have decided to kill them to a level of they are bringing another country troops to come and protect them. What a surprise. How can you trust too much an outsider than your own? And this is the government. So if the government doesn't trust its own SSPDF, how will the citizen of South Sudan trust this government? So there's no government. These are just people who want to continue oppressing South Sudanese, continue killing South Sudanese, and it's the high time that the whole world come to the rescue of South Sudan. South Sudanese are human beings that deserve to be free in their own country. They deserve to enjoy freedom. They deserve to go all over. But the government and the individual politicians are colliding each tribe in the name of their killing each other. And this thing, I'm warning everybody, and I'm giving to everybody. The brother you are killing today, the sister you are killing today, is the one that is supposed to hold your hands tomorrow. The Third World War is coming. Whether we like it or not, the Third World War is coming. We could see there's chaos everywhere in the world. So that shows that there's a bigger picture, a bigger war that is coming, bigger than what is happening in South Sudan now, bigger than what is happening in Congo, bigger than what is happening in Nigeria, bigger than what is happening anywhere in South Sudan, anywhere in Africa, anywhere in the world. We saw what happened to. So we could see the whole world is into chaos. So that is leading us to the Third World War. So how ready are you as South Sudanese? How ready are you as an Africans? How ready are you as the whole world? Because now the whole world, everybody want now to protect themselves. Everyone want to be ready so that when this attack comes, but you are still killing your own citizen that can be a helping hand tomorrow. Human resource is the only thing that is needed in this world. Look at the countries that have a lot of population. They are growing, the economy is growing so well. But South Sudanese, instead of even adding more, you are killing your own citizens. To those who are killing people, it is high time that don't slaughter. Where in this world? Why do you come and kill? I saw a video that I went down. I could not even watch it twice. Since when did South Sudanese turn to be praised? You killing somebody badly like that and you could not eat? I remember in 2013, what happened in 2013 was beyond human being. Human being, even animals could not do that. We had soldiers, the SSPDF, and those soldiers, the Tiger and everybody, what did they do? They slaughtered pregnant women who are unaware. They slaughtered them. They operate them with knives and remove the babies in their bellies. That is what happened in 2013. More of that happened. They burned people alive. That was in 2013. This happened again in 2016. And now it's still happening. Please, it's enough. You did not create any human being for you to be able to slaughter them. They are not goats that you will eat. They are not cows that you will eat. When you are here there to protect yourself, I am here to remind you, everybody deserves to live. They have right to live in South Sudan because they are South Sudanese. Nobody, the whole 64 tribe of South Sudan, nobody will leave South Sudan. We are there to stay. We are there to stay, and we are there to stay, whether you like it or not. At some point, yes, they say charity begins at home. Yes, Ruth asked somewhere I came from. I came from a home. So charity begins at home. When you want to talk about Ruth, remember Ruth came from somewhere. As much as you want to tell me, yes, you are a national, you are all this, remember I come from somewhere. Charity begins at home. I come from somewhere. And if my people are being killed, I will here to stand for them. So what I'm telling you as South Sudanese is the reason why. I remember there was a statement that was said by the president in 2013 when he was being interviewed. And he said, he was told like now we have only small few women that survived and ran and say you killed them. And he said, thank God there were few that arrived and said there were some places. How can a president like that talk? If a president is a tribalist, who are we going to be the citizen of that country? We have blood that runs in our veins. We don't have petrol. So we feel the pain. We have the heart. Whatever you do, it's now tit for tat. And this is not supposed to be like that anymore in South Sudan. Remove the tit-for-tat game. It's not helping us. You are killing your brother that have a skill that can help you tomorrow. You are killing a sister that can be able to give birth to children that will be able to promote that country, to build South Sudan and to take South Sudan to where all of us want it to be. Bringing Ugandan troops will even make it more worse. It's not the first time that South Sudanese have fight with Ugandan troops. We have fought with a lot of troops. It's not only Ugandans alone in South Sudan. Since 2013, we had a lot of them. But up to today, the South Sudan still are South Sudan. Me and you will die. We will all go, but South Sudan land will still remain. So don't choose your tribes. Let's choose our country. Let South Sudan become our tribe. Dinka stop killing Nuer, Nuer stop killing Dinkas, and Dinkas and Nuer stop killing Equatorians. We have the Greater Barghazal, the Greater Equatoria, and the Greater Upper Nile. These Greater are there to stay. The 64 tribes of South Sudan are there to stay, whether you like it or not. This war is making people to go back to tribalism because you are killing people, families. You are dividing them. And then to all the politicians that are being used in Juba, a good name. I remember a parent will always wish a good name for their family, a good name for their generations. I don't know why you accept to be used, get resources that belongs to South Sudanese, take it to them so that they can be killed. South Sudanese resources will not finish. It's a blessing that God have put in South Sudan. Some even we have not yet find out. We still have more resources, natural resources that are still hidden. We don't know. So don't accept to die or don't accept to kill your brother or your son because of the resources of South Sudan. We have a lot. So don't choose tribe. When we choose tribe, you see how painful it is. Because if all of us, if we all support our tribes, we are going to kill each other really bad. But at the end of the day, where are we going? We are going nowhere. We still be South Sudanese. We still be the 64 tribe of South Sudan. Even if 64 people remain, they will still represent South Sudan. So make sure this Uganda troop go back to Uganda. Let's now go down because we have seen death of different colors. We have used different machines. We use even weapons that are chemical weapons in South Sudan. Do we make chemical weapons? Were these weapons made for you to kill themselves? That's a business for some individual in the world, for God's sake. Why do you accept that somebody will make their own guns and then they come, you buy them to go kill yourself? If you would have been making your own, it would have been good. So here, I'm finalizing by saying this. The greater three, the greater Barghazal, the greater Equatorial, and the greater Upper Nile are there to stay, whether you like it or not. And you will die and leave them there. The 64 tribes of South Sudan are there to stay. Whether me and you like it or not, they are there to stay. It's high time we choose each other. It's high time we choose South Sudan. We say, Ana Jinubi. We are Jinubia. Our flag unites us. Our country unites us. Whether me and you like it, a time in the next 100 years, all of us will not be alive, or 120 or 150. This generation will not be alive. We will all go, but South Sudan will still remain. But your history will be written down, and it will go to generation. So you better choose a history that will be a good history than a history that will be a bad history. People like me have faced the problem, the challenges that the country is doing. The government of South Sudan have arrested me. The government of South Sudan have detained me. The government of South Sudan have deported me. They have tortured me. But I still stand as South Sudanese. I still stand as Jinubia. I still choose the 64 tribe of South Sudan. What of you that have not gone through all those problems? What of you that have not been tortured by the government of South Sudan? What of you that have not been put in the CID? What of you that have not gone to the Blue House? You just sleep. You hear what is happening, but people like us have been tortured. People of us have seen the bitterness, what the government of South Sudan have been, the worst they can do. In 2022, because I was fighting for my people, what did they do? They detained me. In 2023, what did they do? They wanted to kill me. Same in 2024, they detained me. They put me in prison from 10th of October. If you have been my friend on social media, you will know very well, from 10th of October 2024 to the 12th of October of November 2024, I was not on social media. Why? Because the government of South Sudan arrested me and detained me. And on 13th, they deport me to South Sudan. And I still stand here and tell you, it is South Sudan. I still choose South Sudan because I know I will die and South Sudan land will still remain. So you that you have not faced the violence of the South Sudan government can do, why are you choosing to kill your brother? If people like us that have been tortured are still choosing South Sudanese, we're still standing and walking. What is it that the South Sudan have not done to the citizens of South Sudan? The government, what is it that it have not done to? But we still choose South Sudan. No, today you might be alive, but tomorrow you will not be there. But what will you leave behind? Is it a good legacy or a bad legacy? Choose South Sudan. Choose South Sudan. Choose peace. It's enough. These weapons, we did not create this weapon. We did not manufacture this weapon. Let this weapon go back to whoever manufactured them. Let's manufacture our own weapon and then we can use them. Don't use a weapon that was made by somebody you don't know. And Ugandan troops, if the soil have gods, if the South Sudan soil have gods, and then remember this is a spiritual war. It's not a physical war. It's a spiritual war. The God of the land is there to face you. Go back to your country. Even your country needs peace. Your people are still being oppressed. I saw the opposition are being killed and detained every minute, every second in Uganda. So go and sweep to your country. Go and clean your country. Don't come and continue to bring the mess you have in your country. And to the South Sudanese, the problem we have in South Sudan, he is the president of Uganda. Because everything that is being implemented in South Sudan comes from Uganda. So all of us, we have to make sure that this Uganda government, we have to open our eyes. Because that is our problem. All the things come from Uganda. The fish, we have fish that died of old age in South Sudan. But what do? We bring fish from Uganda. Everything that we have comes from Uganda. Why? Is it that our soil cannot produce enough? No. It's because there is a hidden agenda. So wake up, South Sudanese. The SSPDF, wake up. You are not put there to kill your own citizens, but you are there to protect them. So stand up and protect them. To all the SSPDF soldiers that arrive in Galashwel and those who are going to Dome, I am here to tell you, if you are really a true South Sudanese, and to the government of South Sudan, if truly it is not an hidden agenda that you want to massacre and kill the South Sudanese, then turn back and go back to Juba. But if you don't do that, automatically the whole world know the government of South Sudan want to kill. The same massacre they did in 2013 is the same thing they want to do in 2025. And they already did that. They already did that. So I am here to leave this a quote for everybody. History will remember those who acted against justice. So if you acted against justice today, days to come, know very well that the history will pick your name and your name will be written into books and will put it in South Sudan as you going down as the person who have caused problems, who acted injustice, who killed people, and justice will be served. If not to you that you might die, but your children and your generations will get the consequences of all the injustice, the corruption that is. So choose accountability. We need to audit the government institutions because the money they're having, that is our South Sudan money. Every day I've been recording video. Nobody listens to me. I told you before that I reject the national security bill. Everybody came out and said, no, now look at, it's acting. And thank God it's act to the people who wanted these things. So let's choose peace. It's South Sudan for all of us. The 64 tribes are there to stay. We will all die and South Sudan land will remain. The next generation will come and get it. So choose peace. Choose your brother. Choose your sister. Let South Sudan be peaceful again. All the best. See you next time.